So what's going on, guys? Bucks here, and welcome to a brand new episode of the MotoGP 20 career mode. And today we are heading into the next round, or the next two rounds I should say, of our season with our own Ducati team. So you can see we're here at Brno, and I've made it into the next round of quali. So we're into Q2. It was only just about though. I think we're 2.5 tenths quicker than Petrucci. So we're going to be trying to aim for the front two rows if possible. This is a Grand Prix where we've struggled for race pace, so we're going to have to work on that in the race. But let's see what we can do in qualifying anyway. I'm going to skip towards the end and go for a 2-lap stint in the second half of this session. So let's see how we get on down on track. Here we go then, final corner to navigate. We're about 3 tenths off of Marquez's time. Hopefully it's a decent enough lap to get us into the second row at least. Let's see, 55 flat in the end. We gained it all back in the final corners, but again, it's only enough for P2. But that's much better than I was aiming for. I was hoping at least for a second row, but we ended up in P2 ahead of Quartararo. A good result then. Front row, middle of the front row, just behind our rival Marquez. So we'll strap on some medium front and rear tyres. I think that's what we'll go for. Although I am tempted to go for soft front. Yeah, we'll go for a soft front and a medium rear. Let's do that. So that's what we'll do. Soft front, medium rear. That should be fine. Hard from Vinales, mediums from everyone else. So I want to risk it with the front tyre. I want the extra grip. Hopefully it doesn't overheat, but we'll just have to manage it if it does. But yeah, let's see how we get on. Quite a few hard tyres. I'm surprised by that, but the soft tyre was working well for us in qualifying. Let's see if it works for us in the race. I always go for medium fronts when I come to this track, so I want to try something different. So let's see how we get on then. Ducati should launch well off the line at least. Initial getaway isn't brilliant, but a little bit of wheelie. Marquez is flying, but at least if we can maintain second place, run it a bit deep into turn 1. But it should be good enough to maintain second place. There's Quartararo, is still behind us. Marquez get away from us a little bit, but a little bit slipstream Palmo too, and hopefully we can go with him. Bring it down to the apex. Take a very defensive line. I didn't want anyone trying anything early on. I don't want to get beaten up early on. That's what's happened to us a few times in this career mode, especially this season, where we get beat up early on. Like Quartararo, he's being beaten up. Crutchow's through on him. Crutchow's doing very well this season, so we've got to watch out for Crutchlow. For now, we can just tuck in behind Marquez. I think we might struggle to go with him, but we'll see, shall we? You can see through turn 7. This is the corner I lost a lot of time in qualifying. Lost a good 3 tenths through that one corner alone in quali. So hopefully in the race we can start to manage it. But you can see how much Crutchlow closed up to us. The Honda works well around that turn 7. Now we're in Ducati territory, the last sort of sector with the straights and the hard stops. Taking that defensive line again. Just trying to cover off Crutchlow, who seems to be going quickly right now. Oh, he's backed off a little bit. Let's see what we can do then. Up and over the hill at turn 11. On the power, and then we should be pretty good on the brakes into the final corner, but Marquez pulling away now. 1.2 seconds. How he's pulled out that sort of gap already, I don't know. He's got good pace around here. He's trying to get back at us in the championship positions, I think. So then, there's Crutchlow. Rossi's behind Crutchlow. 1.4, almost 1.5 seconds off of Marquez. He's just got really good pace around here. If I look after the front tyre, we should be alright. Crutchow's still there. Keep pushing. Keep hitting those apexes. Don't spin up the rear either. I need the tyres to last. But this sector, the Ducati feels a bit understeery, especially through that corner. And then coming up to turn 7 in a few corners time. Turn 7 is a tricky one for us. Just can't get the front to bite. Look at the gap he's pulled already. This one here, right, we're just waiting for the front end to grip, and then on the power, but then you understeer out wide a little bit. Crutchlow closes the gap again. 2.3. Front tyres overheating. I think would have been better with a medium front, to be honest. Maybe even a hard rear. Oh, deep into turn 10. A few more corners to go. Got an angry mob behind us. They start to catch up. I find this with the AI at this track. 54.6 from Marquez. 56.1. That was an awful end to that lap. 3 laps to go. And Marquez pulling away. We can wave goodbye to Marc Marquez. We'll see him at the end of the race. Well, we might not if we don't make it on the podium. But the second half of the race, the AI at this track definitely up their pace. So just going to keep pushing. Try and hold on to a podium if possible. Get that damage limitation. Pick up as many points as possible. Try and maintain the lead in the championship. Now, I think the leaderboards have been glitching up over the last few episodes as well. But we're just going to have to power on. And what happens, happens. Yeah, we'll end in lap number 3. 2 laps to go. Lap 4 and 5 to go. Crutchlow's decided to come onto the back of us. And he's going to be pushing for an overtake very soon. I suspect he'll do something into turn number 1. Oh, look at the rear tyre. Rear tyre's gone past its best. We'll be lucky to hold on to a podium here if we can. We might just have to concede to Crutchlow just to not lose too much time, to be honest. But let's see, shall we? Sticking with us, isn't he? He's sticking with us. Although he's dropped off a little bit through there. So he might be alright for now. Front tyre just about holding on. Definitely played a risk with the tyres, but it's working for now. We're in P2. Usually we go backwards. But maybe that's to do with the Ducati as well. Probably more of a Ducati track than any other sort of bike we've ridden before. Definitely not a Yamaha track, although Rossi's doing, and Morbidelli doing a decent job in 4th and 5th. But Marquez and Crutchlow for the Hondas doing very well here today, and we're just about splitting them and holding on for now anyway. So keep on pushing. We've got a bit of spare fuel to use. Whoa, bit of a stop as the tyres start to go off. Right, power mode 2 we could probably use from now to almost the end of the race, so I'll do that in a minute. Get power mode 2 on the go. That should help us defend on the final lap, so let's see if we can hold on. Don't know what Crutchlow's doing, but he's fallen off a little bit of the pace through that first sector. I suspect he's going to pull it all back in this second sector, because this is where we struggle. But then if I can just survive this sector, we've got power mode 2 to blast through 3 and 4, sectors 3 and 4. So look at the understeer. Look at it, look at it, look at it, waiting for it to hook up. Crutchlow's there. Morbidelli's going quick on the Yamaha behind on last year's Yamaha as well, to add to that. Look at that, Morbidelli has made it onto the podium. Whoa! Huge, huge stoppy from the Ducati there. Come on. A few more corners to go. Look at the rear tyre. Find the power. Morbidelli caught up loads, but Quartararo through as well. Crutchlow lost 2 positions on the last lap, but in the end, P2 for us. Brilliant damage limitation from us. I will take that. And there you go, Morbidelli on the podium. Not bad, not bad, but Marquez in a league of his own today. So hat off to him. We're still 22 points in the lead, so that's okay. And just flicking through the Team and Constructors Championship. Still doing well, but Honda on top. So got a bit of work to do for Ducati. I don't know where the factory Ducatis are. They've been doing terribly this season. So let's head into the next round then, which is Austria, a track where hopefully Dovi will do pretty well at as well. So next time out, in the next episode, we will get our new, long-awaited frame upgrade, our aero upgrade, and then we can get on to hopefully getting another node on the frame development. If you can see here, we're getting the new sort of big upgrade down here, but then I want to get this node before the end of the season. That'd be good. So that's the aim. Let's head into Austria then, but before we do that, let's take a look. We can do an R&D upgrade again here. Let's go for 2... Don't need reliability, let's go for this one. That'll do nicely. Then in terms of R&D points, we've got quite a bit of R&D data here, so let's get in and do that. Plus 4% during race, plus 2%. Let's go for this one, this frame upgrade. Make it... No, they need more... Oh, that's during quali. Plus 4% in qualifying. During races, go on. Let's get this one going. In terms of these, oh, we haven't got many points really, but okay, we've got this next R&D node on the frame, so that should be all right. So hopefully they'll start to get some decent results. I mean, look at this. Look at this. The 14, 14, 14. The guy on the left, 14th all the time. How does he do that? Anyway, let's head into qualifying at Austria. So we're about 2/10 underneath of Quartararo's time. Just the final corner to go now. Blast out of here. Hopefully it's a decent run. And maybe we get pole position. The wet conditions always play into our hands. 4/10 clear of Quartararo. Brilliant, brilliant pace here today. That should be us done. And on the front row by 4/10. Good result there in quali. Right then, here we go. Ready to start the Austrian Grand Prix. Hopefully we can get ourselves a decent result here. It is absolutely chucking it down. The heavens have opened. Can we get a win here at Austria? We need to try and stay on the bike, of course, because the conditions can be very slippy, and I have not put any extra fuel in. I'm just going to leave it as it is because of the wet conditions. But let's see what the launch is like. We're going to be on the outside. A huge wheelie at the start. We've got Rossi, I think, and Quartararo. They were up our inside turn number 1. There's Quartararo. And we get away nicely into turn number 1. Good stuff there. So I'm going to save a little bit of fuel, make sure we're on track. Here we go, Simon on the anchors then. This is where we could come under threat from Quartararo. Missed the apex a little bit there. Quartararo still with us, but we've got a good getaway. The tyres are feeling cold. Track feels a bit like ice, if I have to be honest. Very slippy, especially coming into the downhill braking zones, and Quartararo has hit the deck. What does he do that for? Jeez. I don't know. I was taking it nice and cautious. He obviously went in a bit hard. And down he goes. So I've got Rossi and Viñales behind. Bit deep into turn 7, and Valentino makes the most of it there. What's he doing? Gets through on us, so see if we get him back. Good run, but we're on the outside. Not going to do much for us there. Going to stop and get a screenshot for the thumbnail though. That was a nice little shot, that. Getting back to the action then. Got to try and get Valentino Rossi back because he is a bit of a maestro in the wet, and he's already got through on us. Quartararo's obviously hit the deck, but yeah, let's see if we can get Valentino back. Whoa, good run into turn number 1. I didn't expect to be getting at him on the brakes, but I've been compromising to turn number 1. Pick up a little bit of a time penalty, but as long as we can clear 2/10, if we can get back out front, we should be alright. But again, we just gain it at the top end. He's good on the brakes though, and goes around the outside. Wow. Come on. We've got to do better on the brakes than that. We saw at the Andalusian Grand Prix that he was on fire on the brakes, defending from Maverick Viñales. But again, oh, just a little bit deep there. I'm just being very cautious, taking it easy, taking our time. So easy to fall off on these conditions. It's just so tricky, and a little bit wide in turn 6. Whoa. Had to come back to the line because I didn't want Viñales to slot through like Rossi did. I don't know where Dovi is. I'll be interested to see because the Ducati's working well. I think he's just behind Marquez there. Yeah, I think he might be. Whoa! On the grass. What am I doing? So let's see. Where can we get Valentino? Plenty of laps left in this race, but I'm feeling confident. I feel like we've got the pace in the bag. It's just about unleashing it, really. Here comes Maverick. 29.6 from us. 29.3 from Valentino. Here we go then. Oh, he slips it up at the rear a little bit there. Getting a good run on Valentino then. Very, very good on the brakes as well. Like I said, we just had to commit to beat him a little bit out wide. He's going to come back at us. Damn. Didn't expect that. I thought the job was done and dusted. I went a little bit wide, a little bit too eager on the brakes. This one, I'm not risking anything coming down the hill. This one's so easy to fold at. Oh, Viñales. As we saw, Quartararo folded it there. But we get away with it. Where can we get Valentino? Because he's starting to struggle with the rear. And he's backing us up a little bit into his teammate. And I've ran it deep into turn 7 again. That's going to allow Vinales through if he can just slip and slide his way into P2, but he can't quite. Right, I need to get a move on. Come on, let's get him. Let's just go and get him. Let's try and commit. Oh, pushing it into the penultimate corner. A little bit of a stoppy midway, and that cost us. Vinales is all over the back of us. Very much warning signs that the Yamaha can go quickly in the race here. Look, it could be a factory 1-2, 29.7 from us. 10th slower than our personal best. And again, running it deep. Having to fend off Maverick Vinales. Right, then what we've got? About halfway through this race now, so let's buckle down. Try and get Valet. Missing the apex slightly, but we hold on. This straight is kind of a little bit too short just to be able to slipstream the guy ahead, and then I don't have the balls on the brakes basically. So risky. The front just feels like it's going to wash out on you. 4 tenths now to the Yamaha man. This is going to be a close end to the Grand Prix. I can just tell. He's not able to get away like Marquez was in the last race, so it gives me a little bit of hope. We've got that 2 tenths of a time penalty to live with. That was my fault into turn number 1 a few laps ago. Again, pretty good on the brakes. Ducati starting to build up pace now. Is this going to be a new fast lap of the race? 29.3 is the time to beat, I think. Let's see. 3 laps to go. 28.4. Half a second quicker than Valentino Rossi. Can't quite do him up the inside. Oh, both struggling with the rear tyre there. Marquez, I'm surprised he's not come up to the back of Vinales yet. He's obviously struggling in these conditions. The tyres are cold, so maybe that's not suiting him. Iannone's hit the deck on the Aprilia. Can't get a decent run out of there. Need to do another 28 lap time, and that'll bring us up closer a little bit, I think. 29 flat on the last lap from Valle, so he knows he's gonna need to put in a 28. I reckon he'll probably put in a 28 on this lap, but we'll see. We'll just stick with him. Whoa! Slip from the rear as the rear tyre is very cold. We get alongside him into the turn number 7 where he tried to do a side-by-side through there. We have to give him the space. Alright, let's see what the lap time was from Valentino Rossi then. 30.5 from us. 28.4 from Crutchlow behind. That's sort of on par with our time, and you can see we've caught right up to the doctor now. Let's see if we can get past him. He's starting to hold us up. We know we can do 28, but just those side-by-side battles with him are costing. Tito Rabat's hit the deck, and my rear tyre felt like it was going to go, but in the end then, top end speed of the Ducati too good, and we've hit the front then. Let's see if we can set another 28 lap time. That'll help us pull away. We've only got this lap and the next lap to go. Careful on the brakes down the hill into turn 4. I can just feel the front one to wash away, but again, just hold on. I wonder whether Rossi will fall into the clutches of Vinales, his teammate behind. Let's see. He's only half a second back. He's not fallen back just yet. These are corners we struggle compared to the Yamaha. Let's see. This one here. Turn 7 again. Turn 7 at Brno we struggle with. Turn 7 at Austria we struggle with. Just doesn't suit the Ducati. We're pulling away nonetheless. The Yamahas have properly fallen off the pace, because if we come through the next sector, I think we'll see Jack Miller in 2nd place. I think we will for Ducati. Ducati with the late race pace as I run it deep into the penultimate corner. Very inconsistent with my braking zones on the end of this Grand Prix, but Jack Miller flying at the end then. So it could be a Ducati 1-2 in the form of us and the Pramac. So a good result. Let's see if the leaderboard is correct though. Jack Miller, yeah, they've got it right. They've got it right. So in terms of championship, then we pull out even further. Rossi climbs up to 3rd, which is good for him. So solid position in the championship. Got about 8 or 9 rounds left to go. So still plenty can change, but we finally overtake at the top for the constructors, so that's good. So if you guys are new around here, make sure you do get subscribed for the rest of the season, and if you did enjoy this episode, remember to smash the like button and share it around with your friends. So we'll see you guys in the next.